There are new developments here at home tonight after major attacks left at least 129 people dead in France.
U.S. leaders want to suspend the placement of Syrian refugees in a number of states, including right here in Tennessee. This comes after authorities found a Syrian passport next to one of the Paris attackers, and it's raising concerns that terrorists might be among refugees running from the war-torn country. Meanwhile, France's President Francois Hollande is urging the U.S. and Russia to unite in the fight against ISIS. But Islamic extremists released a video today warning any country that attacks will suffer the same fate as Paris, and specifically mentioned Washington, D.C. In light of the attacks, Tennessee and Kentucky, again, are two of about 24 states whose governors are calling for an end to Syrian refugee settlement.
In the past 7 years, just 44 refugees from Syria have resettled here in Tennessee, compared with hundreds from other war-torn countries. Tonight, 3 of them invited our Rebecca Schleicher into their home in a News Channel 5 exclusive. And Rebecca, you've met with this family before.
Yeah, Carrie, Rory, several months ago when I interviewed them, they missed their family members who are currently stuck in Turkey right now, but they were optimistic about being able to eventually bring them over. Today, they seemed much more worried about being able to build a life in the country they always heard was a land of immigrants.
An Arabic song rings out across this Antioch apartment. One of the few comforts from home for Kenan Al-Rifai and her parents who fled from the Syrian civil war more than a year ago.
For me, I lost my house before I came here, and I lost my job, my everything, and I had to get out.
This is what's left of her apartment building where she lived with her husband and 2 children. These pictures taken the last time she saw them, now 7 and 9 years old.
I want my family very badly to be reunited. I'm suffering every day for those 2 children who are living there without their mom.
Kenan, a chemist and chemistry teacher back home, had a visa to the U.S. after visiting her brother, a doctor at Vanderbilt. But the paperwork for her kids hasn't been as easy, even after more than a year in the States. The same long process that's left this mom feeling hopeless.
They will not be able to understand what I did. They will feel like she left us.
Is what at least 40 Tennessee lawmakers are saying isn't rigorous enough.
It's beyond comprehensible that our federal government just allows them in here without some kind of background check.
And prompted the governor to call for a stop to all Syrian refugee settlement in the state. So for now, Kenan will continue her relationships through pictures and online.
And when I Skype her, I put my computer right there to let her see that and to let her know that she's her mom's princess.
Uncertain when her family will be together again.
The resettlement process is a federal program. It's not under the state's controls, but these governors from the states all across the country who are calling for a pause to the program are hoping that they can put enough pressure on the federal government in order for a full-scale review before the refugees can then come back to the states. Reporting live at Bicentennial Mall, Rebecca Schleicher, News Channel 5.
Rebecca, thank you. Now, experts say the 13-step State Department vetting process includes rigorous background checks and interviews. It can take between 18 months to 2 years for a refugee fleeing a war-torn country to resettle in the U.S. The process here is much more intensive than most of Western Europe, including France. The U.S. has agreed to accept 10,000 Syrian refugees next year. It's estimated Tennessee could receive about 200.